I am Karoline Bohanan, and I'm sitting down with my
business partner. Hello.
Hi guys, I'm Karoline Bohanan.
And I'm Grayson Buckner.
And we own The Rancher's Daughter together, and we're going to talk a little bit about the backstory of The Rancher's Daughter and why this matches up with our program in Cattleman U called Start to Scale.
Before we get into the history of The Rancher's Daughter, let me tell you a little bit about my business history because it was significantly less than Karoline's, which you already know. She has a lot of businesses, but we started The Rancher's Daughter in October of 2022. In July of 2022, we got a building and got started, but before that, I had very limited business experience. I had some management experience, and then I had a photography business of my own, but I was the only employee. I had just founded it with the state and started it, but very minimal as compared to owning a whole retail store in a building with multiple employees and lots of inventory. So having Karoline really to help guide that and get us started was incredibly helpful.
I think when we started The Rancher's Daughter, kind of the history of it was I was selling my family's beef in kind of Walmart parking lots. So beef drug deals before we started The Rancher's Daughter. And I remember mentioning to Grayson that I would love to have a retail store and I would love to sell the beef. And long story short, we got denied at the farmer's market because our beef wasn't local enough. And that really kind of put a thorn in my side. And I realized that I still wanted the ability to offer our beef to the community. And Grayson really was able to help me take my dreams and live them out in the retail store. And I think that's one of the things that finding a good mentor or even just being in collaboration can do. So when we opened The Rancher's Daughter, I'll never forget, I had told Grayson about this dream. And I was in Texas with my dad, and she sent me a picture and said, I found a building to lease. And I signed the lease without ever seeing the building. And when we came back, it was September, and we had probably 30 days to open The Rancher's Daughter, which is some of the things we're going to talk about. But one of the things we were very, very clear on is our ideal customer. When we started The Rancher's Daughter, we wanted to serve the local community. And we live in a place where there's a lot of tourists. And so a lot of businesses thrive on tourist season. And we really wanted to make sure that we served the local community and people were eating our beef year round. And I think just knowing that and really defining the ideal customer helped us in all of the planning. But that was something we decided probably like right when we came up with the name.
Yeah, we were very clear on our mission and what we wanted to do and who we wanted to serve. And that included serving the local consumer and our local customers and then helping other local ranches and farmers grow. And I think that has really guided our business the whole time. We have never really had to question what we were doing. There's been times where we've questioned, that this is hard and it has its moments, but we've never questioned why and who we're serving and who we're doing this for. And so that's been really helpful to establish that at the beginning so that we're on the same page, but then also it's guided all of our decisions going forward and has made that really clear for us.
I think the other thing that was really helpful when we started to sit down is figuring out how we're going to price the product and figuring out how we're going to make that margin. And we did a ton of spreadsheets. We have some help with that. But a lot of what you'll learn when you're pricing products is there's a lot of flexibility and you can price something one price and it not work and change the price. And I think sometimes we get so caught up on those details that I see a lot of business owners almost freeze and they can't take actions because one little thing will get them, caught up. And so when we sit down and talk about starting a business, we want to for sure ideal customer, mission, vision, and goals. And we want to talk about kind of the marketing and the branding, which for The Rancher's Daughter was one, easier because I do own K-Rose Company, which is a full service marketing agency. But two, we wanted it to feel like us, it's The Rancher's Daughter. And so we wanted it to be, I don't know if homey is the right word, but the marketing was very easy. It was handshake deal. And I think when you start a business, you have to know a little bit about marketing, but the marketing has changed in 4 years dramatically. I mean, with the use of AI and all of that, the marketing and business, that is one thing that you can't quite, it's a hill you can't die on. You got to start and change as things happen.
That was one of the most surprising things to me, which Karoline already had a lot of experience in this, just bending and flexing and moving. But the amount of times that we have to pivot to new ideas and having a sounding board of each other and being is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Just having the collaboration. And I think you can get that even without being business partners, but just being in a community with people to say, oh, is this a good idea? Should I do this? And just being able to pivot, not dying on one hill. Like you said, you just have to be able to change things, whether it be your marketing, your business plan. I think scaling, certainly, it helps to have someone who is either a few steps ahead of you or just right in it with you to just say, oh yeah, I've tried this, or I've thought about this, or this is what I see. And they just give a different perspective than what we each individually bring to the table.
I think the other thing that has really helped the Rancher's Daughter is grants, which you are really great at. And as a company, we've applied and won a lot of grants. And this is something we do talk about and start to scale, is that grant funding has really helped us take our business to the next level. And there is so much free money out there that I think it kind of seems daunting, but you've applied and helped us get several grants.
Yeah, the most surprising thing to me when I first started with the grants is I got on a call with someone and they said, we have money and we want to give it to you. We want you to do well. And I always just felt like it was dangled in front of me, but I would never get it. And so that was really encouraging. And so to be able to sit down and really work on the grants and explain our process and what we see as the vision. And as long as we can do that, these grant advisors, they want us to do well. They want to see us succeed and they want to give us money. And so just knowing how to communicate our vision and goals, which as we went over, we were already really clear on. So that was super easy for me to just say, well, this is what we want to do. Like, help us make that happen. And then they were very happy to help us with that.
Do you know approximately how much money we've gotten in grants?
Approximately $150,000 in grant money over 1 year.
Yeah, which has made a huge difference in what we've been able to do. One story quick I'll tell that I actually really enjoyed is a lady messaged us and said she was upset about our ground beef sale. So we have a semi-annual ground beef sale, January and July. And January is always the best deal. As you can imagine, we just talked about it. We want to be available for the local community. And she said she was upset that these prices were not as low as January. And it just reminded me that 4 years in, we're still at the same mission. We still want to serve the local community. And we just reminded her that January is always the best deal. And so when you set those and you're secure in them, it really does help your business decisions, because people can be upset as businesses grow and change. And it's really comforting to know, one, that you're in a community someone else can stand behind and say, we are doing this on purpose. And two, you have a strong mission and vision. And those are all things that we talk about in our Start to Scale program.
Absolutely. I think just having another person in these shoes, even to just lend accountability, and you're not by yourself. There is someone else going to ask and come alongside you and say, how is this going? Have you done this? Are you working towards these goals that you set? It can be easy to get overwhelmed and unintentionally get complacent, I think, just because being a business owner is so challenging. And so having other people that can relate and then say, well, I'll do it with you. Like, we'll both do this step together. I understand where you're coming from is really helpful. I think that's one of the biggest things from Start to Scale, is not only learning from your expertise, but just like borrowing from your confidence that you've had starting businesses and just different adversary things that we've faced in the Rancher's Daughter. You being like, we will get through this. We've done it before. It's fine. That has really helped me. And I am excited for other people to learn from that at Start to Scale as well.
Start to Scale is our intensive that we host for small business owners or people who have a dream to start a business. We work with 12 business owners, and I'm going to mentor you through things such as ideal customer, mission, vision, setting a budget, applying for grants, marketing, and we're really going to dive deep into your business in a room full of people who want to do business with you. And so I'd love for you to check out more information and join the waitlist at kettlemanu.com.